Oh, I can see a bit of a heated debate right at the beginning of this week, my gorgeous Torini. There is this heated debate you're going to have with somebody. It's to do with this particular person who is really going to irritate you. Now, this is not about irritation. This is not about you feeling negative. This is not about you feeling nervous or stroppy or anything like that. But it's about this direct result where this is actually going to be leading towards. So first of all, it's going to be a bit of a heated debate in between you and somebody else. And then, I do clearly see that you are indeed going to be a little bit irritated, especially when it comes to this particular person whom you are going to have this debate with. And I know that you're going to feel like a little bit negative, but what you need to understand is one particular thing. When it comes to numerology, your numbers are 669. This is a very powerful combination of numbers, and it means that this is actually going to lead towards something brilliant. It means that the outcome of this whole situation, it's really going to surprise you. It is not about an argument, it is not about this debate, it is not about how you're gonna feel, but where this is gonna push you towards. There is this particular problem that you have been worrying about, my gorgeous Torini, for the last 9 months. There is this personal problem you've had, and you did not even like to think about it, because every single time when you would think about this personal problem, you would really instantly feel down. I understand. Of course I understand. Sometimes when we are dealing with specific problems, we need to suppress them right at the back of our mind, and we do this if we are not ready. And this is the way, my gorgeous Torini, we are able indeed to protect ourselves. So for a while, for quite a while, of course, all these months, you decided to suppress this problem at the back of your mind. Okay, of course that this is something really, really personal. And you know what? It needed to pass this amount of time. You have been through certain experiences, certain things happened to you, and now you're a different person to what you were back then. Okay, so you are about to snap out of it. How are you gonna snap out of it? Well, whoever is going to irritate you, it's gonna do you such a brilliant favor, because it's not so much about what you're gonna be talking about, what you're gonna be debating, but it's more about the end result here, because you're gonna feel frustrated after this debate, for example, and then you're gonna kind of really make such an important decision to finally do something about that particular problem. Okay, and when it comes to this debate, of course, and when it comes to this conversation that you're gonna have, this conversation is gonna be connected to that particular problem, and that's why this is going to bring the best out in you. And sometimes that's all we need, to have a bit of a heated debate with the specific people in our lives, and then they tend to bring the best out in us. And especially when it comes to you finally deciding to do something about that particular problem, there is a couple of days after that moment in time, there is a certain step, my gorgeous Torini, you're going to make. Couple of days after that, after you make that step when it comes to this particular problem, and that's the first time that you're going to do something about it, you're really going to have such a nice news. And this news, it's really going to surprise you. And this news, it's also, you're going to realize something so interesting when it comes to this news that you're actually going to have. And this news is going to be positive. And what's that interesting thing that you're actually going to realize is that this in itself, it's going to have a really remarkable effect on your finances and on your financial situation. So that's the bottom line here. On one hand, this problem, you're finally, hallelujah baby, gonna start dealing with. But on another hand, you will see within the next few days, you're going to have this surprising message, and you will know that this is going to be so important and so positive when it comes to your finances. So mentally and spiritually and financially, this is gonna lead towards something absolutely brilliant, my gorgeous Torini. So this is why, not every argument, not every debate is necessarily necessarily bad, absolutely brilliant. So the bottom line is you are really going to have, you know, within the next few days, you know, you're gonna have this really this sacred moment of your own liberation. You know, when something bothers you for so long, you know, and then suddenly certain things start kind of unfolding themselves in the way we were like dreaming about, you know, only like about 7 or 8 months ago, for example. But it's not only that, a really pleasant surprise when it comes to your finances, and this being really brilliant for your financial situation. It's absolutely fantastic. And another thing I wanted to say to you, my gorgeous Torini, also, listen, also at the beginning of this week, you are going to have something. It's going to inspire you. There is this inspiration you are going to have. It's going to happen in such a random way. The moment in time when you least expect it, still at the beginning of this week, something is going to inspire you. Seriously, listen to me very carefully. It's really going to happen the moment in time when you least expect it. Trust me. And this inspiration that you are going to have, it's not only going to open your eyes, like there is something you will want to do, there is something you will want to try, like almost immediately you're gonna feel so connected to whatever this inspiration is going to be. Oh my God, it's impossible to explain how exactly you are going to feel. But the bottom line here is, when it comes to this inspiration, that you are going to have this absolutely brilliant idea. What do you want to do next? And this is all gonna happen like out of blue, my gorgeous Torini, you know, completely unplanned. And those things that are completely unplanned in our lives, they work the best. They're always the best, seriously. And I need you to understand, when it comes to this idea you're going to have at the beginning of this week, oh my God, I really need you to understand one particular thing, that for this idea, instantly you will know that you're going to need to be patient, But at around that particular time, when you realize that you're going to need to be patient when it comes to this idea, you know, you're also going to have such a powerful sign, such a powerful omen. At around that time, you're going to see some kind of animal. You are going to see some kind of animal. And this animal, there is something going to be different about it. Maybe it's going to be ridiculously beautiful. Maybe it's an animal you've never seen before. Maybe it's going to be an unusual animal, you know. Maybe this animal is going to make an eye contact with you. You're going to have like a moment together, you know. But you are going to become aware of this animal. This is going to be a good omen, baby. This is going to be a very powerful sign, which is going to be another indication for you that this will be very important for you to plunge into, like as soon as you possibly can. You need to take this idea, my gorgeous Torini, very, very seriously indeed. Even if you do not see this omen, even if you do not see this animal, you know, you still need to understand this is still going to be ridiculously important for you. And you must not be put off by the fact that something is going to take a while, that you need to be patient, okay? Because sometimes, and I say this very often, that the best things in life, they take time. This is one of them. It's not going to take as long as you think, but you must not allow this to put you off whatsoever. Why? Let me tell you, because this in itself is the beginning of this beautiful transformation of your own life. This in itself is the beginning of such a beautiful journey. This is going to give you courage to do things you never kind of did and you always wanted to do. This is going to bring such a beautiful freedom into your life as well. That's why this is going to be so important, like, oh my God. And also, by the time you get to the mid part of this week, my gorgeous Torini, there are two people who are going to be playing such a big role when it comes to all this. Two people. I see man and I see this woman. Both of them I like a lot. Okay, there are two people who are gonna be playing a big role in your life when it comes to, for example, this idea, because there is something you're gonna find out through these two people. For example, there is something really important you're going to find out, some kind of information about this idea, and something that you didn't know. And once you find out this information, this is gonna blow you away, because suddenly you're gonna realize how big this idea is, and there is so much more to this idea. There are so many more possibilities for you when it comes to this idea. You're gonna find out such an important information through these two people, like, oh my God. These two people could be two people in your life, physically in your life, but could be also maybe two people that you feel very connected to, because when we feel a connection towards certain people, miracles can happen, baby. While we are watching somebody who we feel very, very connected to, like on the television or on the internet, for example, you know, we do rub off their energy quite a lot, you know, in many different ways, but especially when it comes to us understanding certain aspects and certain elements of our lives that we may not understand, but we feel that there is something major about it. So we do find, like, pretty much so, these people whom we feel much kind of greater connection towards what we are focusing on, and they really set us free in such a unique way, like nobody else would be able to do this. So these are either going to be two people in your life, or either you're going to be watching like two people maybe on television or something who you feel very connected to, and then you just realize, you know, this idea or something similar is mentioned, and then you're going to realize so many more possibilities when it comes to this particular idea. Here, my gorgeous Torini, you will clearly understand, I'm not being funny, how big this is actually going to be, but you're clearly going to understand that every single aspect of your life it's going to be transformed literally. This in itself is going to change the whole structure in your life, but you're going to absolutely love it. You have been prepared for this, my gorgeous Torini, for absolute ages. So this is why this is going to be so important. You will know that this in itself, it's not only going to be like, oh my God, connected to so many possibilities. You're going to start feeling really optimistic. You're going to start feeling really positive. You're going to start feeling like really re-energized. You know, all these feelings and emotions are going to be speaking to you in their own like unique ways that only us as individuals, we can understand this. You know, it is really a lot to do with your spirit, with your soul, and with your destiny as well. This is something which is going to be completely unavoidable, and this is why this is going to be so significant when it comes to you understanding this. You will also clearly understand that this in itself, it's like really the beginning of an adventure. Seriously, that's how you're gonna feel, like, oh my God, the whole new adventure, it's about to begin. Absolutely brilliant. And let me tell you something additional when it comes to this amazing idea, my gorgeous Torini. In as little as 1 year time, in 12 months time, you are going to have a major achievement, one of the biggest achievements of your entire life. Okay, this is what you need to understand. In as little as 12 months time, you are going to have a major achievement, major success, okay, major recognition when it comes to this idea. So that's why I need you to understand how important this is actually going to be. Oh my God, this is absolutely brilliant. And also, my gorgeous Torini, by the time you get to the last part of this week, you see, you are going to have a very much so surprising message at around the end of this week. You are going to have a really nice little surprise at around the end of this week, a nice reward. This is how I can explain this to you. Nice reward, and it's to do with something that you've been working on. It's to do with something that you've been putting lots of your precious energy towards. It's to do with some kind of something that you've been kind of like a really kind of focusing on for a while and working on for a while, but it's still going to surprise you. It's going to be such a pleasant surprise because something is going to work even greater for you than you actually imagined. I'm not saying that you didn't expect this reward, for example, but something is really going to pleasantly surprise you. You're really going to love this reward, my gorgeous Taurini, at around the end of this week. This is also like kind of going to pick you up, and it's going to help you to make to feel good about yourself as well. So just remember that this reward is something that you've already been working on, something that's already is part of your life, and also, this in itself, it's not only about this reward, but it's also about this revelation. This in itself is bringing this revelation, my gorgeous Taurini, and this revelation I'm talking about, it's important because it's going to show you at the right time of your life I've got a Raphael's hair on my nose. It's going to show you exactly, my gorgeous Taurini, what is restricting you. This in itself, it's not only about this reward, it's not only about like you feeling so good, you feeling so positive, you feeling so pleased with yourself, it couldn't have happened at a better time. But at the same time, you are going to realize, you're going to have this revelation, and you will realize what is restricting you, And not only that, you are going to have an opportunity to do something about this restriction. For the love of God, I need you to understand one thing. Again, I'm seeing you planning to do this in a week, in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks' time. No, baby, no. You need to do something about this restriction right now at this moment in time. And in 3 or 4 months' time, you're going to have a massive reason to celebrate. And this is what I need you to understand. It is very, very important for you to act now when it comes to this restriction. There is a reason why you're going to have this big revelation. What is restricting you to move forward? And also on top of that, you are going to have an opportunity to do something about it. But I instantly see you planning, in a week or 2. No, baby, no. Do it now. You need to make the most of these amazing energies. Every single aspect of your life, this is going to reflect on in such a way where things are going to start flowing for you much quicker, much sooner, without any obstruction whatsoever. And this is what I need you to understand. So now, my gorgeous Taurini, I'm just going to see what is going to be your tarot card of the week. I'm just going to see what is going to be your tarot card of the week, my gorgeous Taurini. Let's just see what is going to be your tarot card of the week. Oh my God, again, I'm getting this message when it comes to you. You need to, my gorgeous Taurini, you need to make an edit when it comes to your diet. I know lots of you are going to have a go at me like that I'm boring and things like that, but it just comes to me. And it's important that I say this, it's important for me to say what comes to me, and you need to kind of make some kind of edit when it comes to your food or when it comes to your diet. There is something that you're putting into your body that you must stop doing, and I think that you're aware of it. So you really need to work on this because it's messing up your balance. It's very important, and I know I've seen this before. I know I've mentioned this before. But I'm seeing it again. Now is the perfect time to try to do something about it. So now, my gorgeous Taurini, I'm just going to see what's going to be your tarot card of the week. Oh my God, here we go. This is absolutely remarkable. This is really marking the beginning of such a beautiful journey in your life. There is no doubt about it. The way your energy is going to pick up this week, it's going to be so beautiful. And this is what you need to understand. And to be quite honest with you, my gorgeous Taurini, I haven't seen your reading like this in a quite while, but especially in terms of your energy and how powerful you're actually going to feel. You know that you're gonna, when it comes to this week, you're gonna get such a strong and positive vibes, about your future. and this week it's gonna be like kind of full of ideas, and this week it's really gonna motivate you when it comes to your future. Seriously, I'm not being funny, but this week it's gonna play an important role when it comes to your whole life in general, you know, because you're gonna feel so rejuvenated, and that rejuvenation, it's important when it comes to kind of gaining confidence in our lives to make really big steps. By the end of this week, a lot is going to change. By the end of this week, you're gonna feel extremely proud of yourself. By the end of this week, my gorgeous Torini, the whole new doors are about to open, and this in itself is gonna be absolutely life-changing indeed. And also, you know, don't ignore these ideas you're going to have throughout this week. Throughout this week, you're gonna have a very strange and unusual ideas. You're gonna feel like you want to try certain things you've never tried before, and I really strongly connect you to do this, and something is going to be standing out quite a lot when it comes to you feeling so adamant to try something really specific you never tried before. And this is going to be like kind of really personal to you, but then at the same time I need you to do that so much. It's not about what are you going to do exactly, but it's more about which door is this going to open, for example, and which people is this going to let into your life. People who are meant to be in your life, indeed. So this is why this is going to be so important. Hello my gorgeous people, just to let you know, I've just started monthly subscriptions, monthly paid subscriptions, and the more people subscribe to this channel, you know, through monthly paid subscriptions, more content I'm going to be able to make. And this is why this is going to be so important. If you would like to subscribe to this channel through this monthly paid subscription in order to help me to keep this channel going, you will see the link is going to be in the description below. And thank you so much, because I will be ever so grateful.